All right, so let's have a look at some of this stuff inside the mainly the 2D tools. Okay. All right. So let me just get it off, and let's have a look at some drawing stuff. Okay. All right. So I won't spend too much time on this, but some of the symbol stuff. Okay. So if I go into annotate here, I place my symbols. So now I get this new symbol part appear inside the ribbon. Okay, as opposed to the old dialog box used to get. So I can come in here. You can see I've got my symbol attached to my cursor automatically. I can jump to my symbol palette. Okay, so here's my symbol palette defined in my config file. I've got my options for multiple sheets. If I want to edit or delete that, I can. The admin's got control over whether users can do that or not. Or I can go into my gallery. Okay, so my gallery, I can see all of my symbols that are coming through here. I can decide on how I see them. Do I see small or large thumbnails? Maybe I want names appearing as well. Okay, got the ability to search on that as well. So I can search for maybe my flag and it'll find all of the ones there for me. And then also up the top here, you can see my recently accessed symbols. Okay, so the ones I've most recently used will always be there at the top, ready for me to use it. Right. So I want my little ID balloon here, so I can just start to place that, and I can pick on my references. You can see I've got my constraint snapping in there as well, a little bit more dynamic now. Okay. As I'm placing, so that only did one. Okay. So when I'm placing my symbols, I turn on repeat mode. So I was saying how you might want to set this in your config pro if you're doing symbols a lot. If I turn on repeat mode now, it will just keep going as long as I keep clicking. Okay, so I might say let's attach to this dimension out here like so. And while I'm picking them, if I've got different placement options that have been defined in that symbol, I can just right click, jump into that, and pick them as I go, place them on the fly like so. Okay. So a few more options there around symbols, bit of flexibility there. If I want to go and change that symbol now, if I just pick on it, in my little in-graphics toolbar has options there around, don't want to create a repeat of that. Maybe I want to transform that. I might just rotate that 90 degrees because it was an option in the placement. If I want to go into customize that, I can see in here, is it a standard ID note? What I want to do in here, the number, just go in and quickly change that like so. Okay. So some nice little options there for symbol placement. All right. So last thing I want to just show quickly is a little bit of the drafting tools. Okay. So here I've got a drawing. It's just been imported from a file. Okay, so there's no associated model with that. Actually, one thing I didn't point out before. So you've got your drawing tree and your model tree that appear there. Let me just go and open up that last ad. Okay, so like I showed with the design tree, how you can move that out in drawing mode, that's applicable as well. Okay, so here in drawing mode, if I want to, I could drag the model tree and put that side by side with the drawing tree as well. Okay, so I can see that better, more easily as I'm working with that. So I can change those around however I want. So I can start to stack a whole lot of stuff there. So if you're one of those people that runs an ultra wide monitor, then you can use up all of that space and fill that up. But back to this one here that doesn't have any model attached to it. So I've now got my sketching tools. Okay, so if I go to the sketch on the ribbon here, you can see now I've got basically a repeat of what I have inside Sketcher. Okay, so I've got all of my different line, arc, rectangle tools. They're all there. I can toggle on my snapping guides if I want to. If you're feeling nostalgic, you can go and turn on Legacy Sketch. Okay, so then if I go to Sketcher now, it's got my older tools like you used to have in earlier versions of Creo. Okay, so that is still there, but I think you probably want to use the current ones. So let's start a line. As I start to sketch, you can see how I get my snapping references. So I can quickly and easily snap to the midpoint of that line, snap there, create that line like so. Toggle that to construction. All my tools are there, right? So I can start sketching. I've got some new options around placement, so I might say let's put it relative to the starting points relative to that. 35 off there and 0 off the bottom. So now I can start my rectangle, drag it out if I give it a little bit of time. maybe 5 wide there and 8 high on that. And then I've got my rectangle. Okay. So other things like mirroring. Okay, I can mirror entities around any entity that I like. Okay. So just a lot more flexibility when you're working with Sketcher. Now, maybe I want to put a circle in here, same as the other ones. So I can start to, 3 tangent. So I can pick my tangent points, and then I can just come over here to grab that snap positions. Now I can snap it to being aligned with that other circle just on the fly. So if you're dealing with drafting, symbol creation, any of that sort of stuff, makes life heaps easier, much nicer to work with. All right. So that's a little bit on the drawing and MBD tools.